The Aetherchemical Research Center. I think statistically this dungeon has been run more than any other. Alright, so crash pulls here are going to be easy. Make sure if you're tanking to activate tank stance and don't pull too much. When I say don't pull too much, the game actually limits how much you can pull on each section. So you're going to have a bunch of these blockades that come up like this as you're going through. The next section, they should already be up, I think. And then as you kill the previous enemies, more will spawn. Yeah, the walls are already up. Take that back, the walls were not already up. Hey, Hunter. Hunter! Try to make sure to keep threat on everything. Pay attention to your threat list if you're the tank. And if you're DPS, pay attention to how high you are on the threat list. You get aggro, run over by the tank because it can be easier for the tank to pull threat off of you if you are in melee range and they can actually AoE. Because the aggro generated by healing will not be as significant as one total eclipse. Look at that, we're already at the entrance to the first boss. Alright, Medicus, we're gonna come stand over by you. Dodge out of the ground AoEs. And when this guy dies, this opens. First boss. It's gonna be Regula van Hydrus again. So, for this guy, he is going to be a very simple tank and spank type fight. Gonna run off the line AoE. There's gonna be a turret over there. DPS should go for the turret. Technically, I think I should be over there too. Yeah, I should have been over there. Forgot about the turret. That's why I wasn't there. But while the turret is up, it's going to be laying down a line AoE, and Regulus is going to be doing one as well. So he's also going to have a point where they're doing AoE damage. It's also going to have a frontal cone AoE that, very wide cone. Yeah, a very wide cone, as I said. It's an obtuse cone. But I think that's all. He's a very simple fight. The American voice actor, English voice actor I should say, sounds kind of like Jude Law. No, it's not, because he would cost way too much for a game like this. Without billing, of course. It's such a minor character. Alright. This trash. This is gonna be fun trash. Got this altered biomass stuff. Established threat. Keep running. They will die. Much like the first section, you've got points where enemies are going to come out of. They're going to come out of these jars. So you basically come up, smack the node. The node is going to be dealing damage to everything around it. And then this happens. So I'm going to go stand by the healer. They're going to come over for said healer. I am going to AoE as soon as they get close. You don't have to stand outside of the AoEs that have the eye on them. You can just look away from the monster that's casting it. Now there are two ways of dealing with this section. You can either burn the node down first, where you've got all 16 ads, or you can do it in sections to where you get 8, then 8, and then you burn down the node completely. I forgot that as a paladin, I've got one nice way of pulling threat off of the healer. Casting a heal. So, you've got two instances of this. Second node is up here. And it's going to have some larger enemies. So, that happens. Enemies come out. I cast heal. They all aggro on me. At least they should. And it's nice to you know, tank them up by the node so that the AoEs can hit. Alright, let's cast a heal. There we go. They're all on me. We've got a Chimera in this group. So, we're not going to tank it on the stack with everybody else. Tank it over here so that the Chimera has its AoEs go off away from everybody else. There we go. So that trash section is done. Sorry, gotta pop my knuckles. Hands are getting stiff. Harmachis. This boss I hated back in the day because this boss changes shape. When it changed shape in the past, when this was a dungeon that everybody would run, you would lose focus. You would not be targeting, so when it changed shape right there, it'd go like that. So I'm glad for that. Petrifaction, look away. You want to pay attention to everything the boss is doing. Its different shapes will give it different abilities. Such as the petrifaction that we just saw there. Riddle of the Sphinx. Ground targeted AoE. Weighing of the Heart changes form again. This one just does a point blank AoE to everything around it. And it launches a missile at a target. It knocks them into the air. And heal that. Yep. They would have died if I hadn't healed them. So, pay attention to stuff like that. I think you can move out of the target area for that. I'm not 100% though. So if you get targeted with the missile, try moving. If it follows you, then you can't get out of it, but I believe you can dodge it. The little red ring that'll appear around you, and it's got like a laser sight from above. Lift terminal. Use the terminal. This is going to be an elevator fight. And the elevator is just long enough for you to actually kill the things that spawn. Okay, the thing that you want to tank here is the Dreadnought. The other things, the DPS should be getting down while you tank the Dreadnought. And I don't want the Dreadnought over by either of them because it's got the frontal cone AoE. Alright. Let's see, how does it go? Ground floor, perfumery, stationery and leather goods, wigs and haberdashery, kitchenware and food. Going up. First floor, gentlemen's ready-made suits, shirts, socks, ties, hats, underwear, and shoes. Going up. Second floor, stationery, soft goods and furnishing. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched Are You Being Served? But that is neither here nor there. That's a segue that I shouldn't get into in one of these. So, you're going to have to fight a bunch of these guys. They're stored in containment fields. They get released. Pick them up. You kill them. Previous trash, the conjurers. You're going to come across more conjurers, and they're the ones that need to be killed first. I don't think there's a fight on this elevator. I think it just goes down and then... I am so glad to see people enjoying this content. Right, so, Conjurer, the Thaumaturge, but I'm just going to mark the Conjurer as the first one to kill. The reason that you want to kill the Conjurer is they heal. I got turned to stone because I was typing. Oh, let's toss out a heal. Okay. that's done, I'm going to cast a heal to get those things on me. You... Sharing a little bit of history with the people in the party. And we are at the final boss, and we are going to skip storyline. Because this is story. So this is a boss in 2 phases. Alright, this is Lahabrea and Igeyorhm. This is the first phase. Waiting for the other people to get through the cutscene. So, one of them is going to be on the outside of the ring, and they're going to be doing attacks. While the other one is who I'm fighting, who I'm tanking. I think I'd take Lahabrea first. And then once you get one down to almost death, then they'll switch. I think Lahabrea's first. Nope. I was wrong. So Lahabrea's going to be on the outside. He's going to be doing stuff like that. Dark Orb comes out. Just a tank buster type skill. Lahabrea moved. Puts out the fields of pitch that you don't want to be standing in, ever. Blizzard Sphere. Okay. Spears will go off. As soon as they go off, I will say not as soon as they go off. As soon as the AoE disappears. Crap. I might get hit. I did not get hit. So, as soon as the AoE circle disappears, that's when you start moving to the next location. So pay attention to where the fireballs appear and where the ice balls appear. And they've switched. Lahabrea is now the one that I'm fighting. Be careful, because the ground is going to become frozen. If you move while you're on it, you will slide. So keep that in mind when you've got the AoEs appearing. Adjust yourself and move. You might still get hit, as I was. And that is the first phase over with. Second phase. They become Gotenks. So for this phase of the boss, you will want to the only thing that I remember from this phase is you're dealing with all the abilities from the last fight. But there's going to be a large attack, and there are going to be 4 tears on the outside ring. And each person is going to want to run and jump into one of those before the casting of that Big Bang goes off. It might actually be called Big Bang. That might be one of Hades' attacks later. So this is the Ascian Prime. And we're waiting for them to get through the storyline so we can continue. I will explain everything as the fight goes through, even though I've spoken about the abilities that are going to happen. Is there Glam? Alright. This is the Ascian Prime. Ascian Prime will use all the same attacks from the previous fight. Ancient Eruption. There's a variant on the other eruption. Shadow Flare. Trying to remember what Shadow Flare is. Grade-wide damage. Okay. First one. Okay, you want to destroy these before they reach the middle. Golly, it's so much easier now. Players are going to get targeted with those. They are a ring around the character. They will deal damage if you stand in the section that is black. These are the tears that I'm talking about. They're going to be 2 on either side right now. Boss is going to go into universal manipulation. You want to run and get into one of the... Zenjiro is going to get hit. But the rest of us are going to be fine. I think the worst part of that is the minimum. Basically, you get turned into a tiny version of yourself. And I will say, I love new players just loving the fights, loving the content. If you're new to the game and you're watching this video, I hope you're enjoying what you're playing. Okay, he's got another one of these. For the Fire Sphere. And the Blizzard Sphere. It doesn't matter which one goes down first. They just all have to go down before it reaches him. If you get the ring, the only time that you should move if you get marked with the ring is if you need to move out of the other ring's damage. We're going to have this again. We got 3 over there. I'm going to run over, hop into this one. Looks like he's going to get caught again, which is okay. It's their first time here. It happens. Alright, these orbs. These orbs are important. Run into any orb that is not linked to you. No, 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 no. You run into the orbs that are linked to you, you take massive damage. A lot more than you take from that. So I'm going to run around and hit the orb. Shadow Flare, that's grade-wide damage. I don't have... even is the skill I'm thinking of. But that is the final fight. for this dungeon. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV videos, please like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. To catch me live, check out my Twitch, link in the description. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.